Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, we need to talk about gold and silver. We're already seeing crypto start to shoot up. I'm not surprised at all. I told you it's my feeling that a big portion of the powers that be definitely want to keep people away from gold, and that cryptocurrencies were just a way of them introducing you to the central bank's digital currency. Now already, when gold was above 2,000, and it's come back down, and silver was heading towards $27, and it came back down, you magically saw cryptocurrencies going up. Now, it shouldn't be surprising to anybody, but I really do think it's a trap. Make money off the trap as long as you know what you're doing, but if you're not careful, you can lose your ass off. So let's get into some of this and cover what's going on in the markets. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. Right now is a great time to be buying gold and silver. I realize things are backed up all over. That's okay. It's worth the wait. Buy gold and silver. Go check out our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you'll get a free half ounce of silver. Here we go. Look at that cryptocurrencies that magically, just like that, Bitcoin's at almost 42,000. It's at $41,905. Now, what caused that to happen? I'm like always. Nothing. Totally manipulated. Bitcoins are used, cryptocurrencies are being used to tamper down both gold and silver, just like the paper market is. If you still think that cryptocurrencies are a safe haven, you are sadly mistaken. Now take advantage of how they manipulate the market and make money off it. That's a great thing. But with everything going on in the world right now, and you see what they're doing, is they're using this invasion by Russia to push the CBDC. Jerome Powell came out and said, now is the time to introduce the central bank digital currency. Why is now the time? What is so special about now? What's going on now that we all of a sudden need to have this worldwide? Oh, I know, the so-called invasion, and how they're using crypto as the bad guy, claiming that cryptocurrencies have blood on their hand. There's not enough control. We need to be able to get in there, the government that is saying, we need to get in there and we need to be the ones in control. And we need to tell you what you can and can't do with your money and who gets to use it. If they're already taking control over who gets to and who don't have access to cryptocurrencies, what the hell do you think they're going to do with the central bank digital currency? Now I understand there's people out there going, Pimpy, look, man, Russia invaded Ukraine. You know, we should cut off their money. No. Don't give them an inch. Don't you understand that? Don't give these people not even anything. Because, see, it starts off with a big event like that. That's what happens. Then they start going, well, wait a minute. What about those billionaires that were supporting Putin? Yeah. Let's cut them off too. Well, you know what? That's not far enough. I'm pretty sure that their family members knew about it. Well, let's cut them off. Well, what about their business partners? Yeah. Let's cut them off. Well, don't stop there. What about the businesses that they all own? Yeah. Well, what about the employees that work there? They must have known something. Yeah. And what about their family members? Do you see how this works? You already saw what happened over there with the trucker convoy. They confiscated their bank accounts and did not stop there. The companies that the trucks represented, their bank accounts were frozen. Yep. And their family members were frozen. Yep. Do you see how that works? So can you imagine how carried away they're going to get when you give them a programmable digital currency that they control? Cain Velasquez is an MMA fighter whose son was molested by a man. He got booked into jail. They let him out the next day. Cain Velasquez went to shoot the guy. Shot the guy's stepfather instead by accident. They'll live. The other guy got out, no problem. No bail, no nothing. Cain Velasquez, did they let him out? Nope. But you see, I understand all that. I do, I get it. I don't think that there's any man out there that would not have responded the same way as Cain Velasquez. Once you find out that your 4-year-old child's molester, your 4-year-old child's alleged molester, is let out of jail with no bail. Welcome to California. But whether you agree with that or not, here's the crazy thing. People set up a GoFundMe account to help pay for his defense. They close those accounts down. You see, that's them deciding who can and who can't have donations, who can have accounts, who can have the ability to protect themselves or fight for themselves. That the world you want to live in? If you start picking and choosing based on your team because you're a person who's maybe like a pro-Trump or an anti-Trump, because MMA fighters are pro-Trump. So it's not surprising to me whatsoever. So that's how they're going to pick winners and losers based on who you vote for, based on who you support. But not only are they going to make absolutely sure that they punish you so that you never take that side again, like they're doing to the so-called insurrectionists. No trial, one trial out of all of them, one so far. Tortured in prison. Having your name smeared across the media all the time, that's acceptable? Because that's where we're going with this CBDC. They use this invasion to smear cryptos and rush central bank digital currency. That's coming, and it's going to be here before the end of the year. Get ready to have programmable money that expires if you don't spend it, keeping you in perpetual enslavement. Bitcoin, $41,989. Ethereum's at $2,724. XRP's at 77 cents. Cardano, 85 cents. Solana, $88.21. Polkadot's at $17.89. Dogecoin still lingering around the 12-cent mark. Shiba, 4024, my bad. Polygon at $1.50. You got Near Protocol again over here. It's up 17%, not too bad. Hex is up 23%. XRP is up 7%, and Bitcoin up 8%. So yeah, there's no reason for Bitcoin to have gone up. It makes all kinds of sense why gold and silver started skyrocketing, because that is a true safe haven. You can't fault anybody for trying to make money off the cryptocurrencies. I get that. But don't be naive. Take your winnings, take your profits, invest it into gold and silver. That's a smart maneuver. Saitama, 7012. Over the past hour, it's down 0.8%, but over the last 24, it's up 4.7%. Over the last 7 days, it is down 26.5%. Over the last 14 days, it is down 29.2%. And over the last 30 days, it is down 52.6%. SBER Bank, that's a Russian bank whose shares are normally somewhere around $14, $16 a share, is at 52 cents. It's been holding right around there. So if a ceasefire happens and everybody goes back to their neutral corners and behaves themselves, this stock is going to go back up to its normal value. There's no doubt about it. Silver at $25.60. So you can see it was up there around, $26.76, quickly hitting at 27. And then all of a sudden, magically, boom, down to 25. Actually got lower than that. It's down here 25.42. Is that right? So it got down there around 25.42, and now it's just slowly rebounding. It's slowly going up and down, just teetering. So at least the bleeding has stopped for silver. And you can see right here, manipulation. All of a sudden, magically, cryptos are going up and gold is going down. I'm not falling for it. I haven't changed anything. Still got the same cryptos, same amount of gold, same amount of silver. Well, not really. I'm getting more. So, silver, by the way. Gold is at $1,988, right back to where it was before it took off. Here it is sitting pretty at $2,059, and then got the smackdown. Now they're just keeping it around $1,988 like it was. Just like silver, you could see it was up here and then brought back down. So there's no reason for these dips. But you can see they did the same thing here on February 24th, both for gold and silver. Gold and silver started to shoot up just like here. And then all of a sudden, magically, it drops all the way down just like here. You can see the same looking pattern right here. This definitely is manipulation. Don't fall for this. Notice that cryptocurrencies magically go up and all of a sudden see gold and silver go down. I'm going to agree with Goldman Sachs. I can't believe it. But then I want to explain why. Goldman Sachs says Bitcoin will compete with gold as a store of value. That I don't agree with. There is no store of value in a digital anything. If something should magically happen, and be prepared for this, because for those you don't remember, before the RONA came out, they had this event 201 where they magically all got together and did a hypothetical and played it out in real time if a pandemic broke out. And then all of a sudden, magically, right after that, it did. Well, guess what they just had? Another one of those scenarios. Yeah. And what was in that scenario? Well, all of a sudden, magically, Russia attacked our electric grid and everybody was out of power. There was no internet, no power, and it was out for months. If you don't know anything about those things, you need to go and research them. So that just recently happened, the one about the power grid. And guess what's happening? Yep, Russia's over there doing their invasion, and they're going to use that as an excuse for why the power goes out. If it does, remember I was telling you about it here. So then what? What are you going to get your cryptos off of? How are you going to get your cryptos? Let that sink in. So just diversify at the very least. But no, Bitcoin is not going to be a store of any wealth. It's digital. Bitcoin would take the market shares away from gold in 2022 as digital assets become more widely adopted. Goldman Sachs analyst says, I agree with that. They will take shares away from gold. That's okay. That's okay. Just make sure you diversify. Because when the doo-doo hits the fan and you can see the bigger picture happening, they're pushing everybody into this great reset. Taking down the power grid is going to be their excuse to introduce whatever new idea that they have in which they 100% control. So if you can't get the masses to do what you want, you just cut the power off. This is where we are, people. This is, you get it together. If you can't see this bigger picture, then you're in for it. This isn't conspiracy. This is fact. You have everybody all over the YouTube talking about the Great Reset right now. Citing Bitcoin's 700 billion market capitalization compared to the around 2.6 trillion worth of gold owned as an investment. Goldman Sachs said the cryptocurrency currently has 20% share of the store of value market. Now, this came out in January, just so you're aware. Since then, it's changed. Bitcoin now has 16%, not 20%. So it dropped when people started waking up to the truth. This article comes from a company that owns both cryptocurrencies and gold. And they are pushing people towards cryptocurrencies. So we already know that they own both gold and silver. What they'll do is they'll play one against another so they can accumulate as much as possible. Cryptos can easily be manipulated if you are well. Gold and silver is not that easy. They could use the paper markets, but it doesn't take long for the market to rebound, unlike cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin will most likely become a bigger proportion over time, Goldman Sachs said, in a list of 2022 predictions. Yeah, okay. This is why you really didn't want these people into your cryptocurrencies. I knew that it was over for cryptocurrencies the day Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Chase, all these big hedge funds start getting into it. I was like, man, that's terrible. In a hypothetical scenario in which Bitcoin grabs 50% share of the market, its price would reach over 100,000. Well, I think it's going to get over 100,000 by the end of this year anyways, and it's not going to have 50% of the market. I think the powers that be that own these cryptocurrencies, man, they're just going to get everybody all jacked up. They're going to dump their shares, kill the liquidity, grab the liquidity, and buy all they can in gold and silver. Bitcoin was trading around $46,000 on Wednesday. We know that was towards the beginning of the year. Having struggled to make gains after falling sharply in December In November, it had hit an all-time high of 69,000. Yep, Bitcoin may have applications beyond simple a store of value, and digital asset markets are much bigger than Bitcoin. But we think that comparing its market capitalization to gold can help put parameters on plausible outcomes for Bitcoin returns. Yeah, but what is supporting the value of cryptocurrencies? Nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing intrinsic about it. Gold and silver have intrinsic value. They have no third-party risk. Cryptocurrencies have a third-party risk. The net gain loss for anything with a third-party risk is always zero. So when you see futures contracts doing puts, selling shorts, longs, the net gain on that is always zero. That's the whole point of it, is to grab control of that market, manipulate it for their personal gains, and cause you to lose your money. The store of value usually describes assets which can maintain their worth over time without depreciating, such as precious metals or some currencies. Now, one can make a great argument that the truth of the matter is, since cryptocurrencies first came out, has it lost its value over time? It's been pretty volatile. Sure, people can say, well, no, at least it stayed up. It's way up in the thousands. Yeah, I agree. But the volatility in cryptocurrencies is far different than something that maintains. Ride that ride as long as you can. Just be smart about it. Grab out your profits every now and then. Don't be one of these people who go, man, I sold when it was 10,000. Now it's up to 60. I could have had this much more money. Don't be a gambler. Be a poker player. Grab portions out and invest it into gold and silver. Think of it as them paying for your stack of gold and silver that you'll be grateful for in the long run. Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies, they will never, not ever, ever, ever be a store of value. They will never beat precious metals. There's always some new thing that comes out that's supposed to compete with gold. 6,000 years as the reigning champion. That's never going to change. Anyways, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.